what you said over there.
Can you introduce yourself first?
I'm Adeson.
What's your name? Sounds like a porn star name. But she is a TikToker.
I'm a TikToker.
And what did you just say over there off mic?
Okay, so me and Todd and Mike were sitting on the couch, and I'm like looking at my indirects on Twitter, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like getting upset about it. And then Mike looks over at me and he's like, look, those people don't matter. That's not your real friends. This is your real people. This is real friends, real life. And I'm like, yeah, but David wouldn't talk to me if I didn't have TikTok followers.
Do you actually believe that?
Yes.
Oh.
And here's David agreeing with me, nodding his head.
David, is it true?
You're a smart girl. No, of course not. No, I actually really do like you.
Oh,
and Charlie lives on the East Coast, so it's going to be...
Adeson, I think you're great.
No, Adeson, I have said this behind like your back, and I will rep you for...
Oh, God.
No, seriously. I genuinely think you're a really, really cool person. I've said this to you. I fucking said this to you the other day. I think you're like one of the only people on that app that has like potential that like exceeds...
He has said this about you. He said this about you to me.
Yeah, that exceeds the app, and you know that. And that's why I'm friends with you, because I think I can milk you for way longer than this app.
And because I have followers. But no, what I was saying too was like the other day I was like doing this deal, and I like look at my phone and it's blowing up. It's like Natalie missed call like 4 times, like David FaceTime me 5 times, and I'm like, oh my God, they missed me or something.
Oh my God, they missed me.
I really did. I was like, are they gonna ask me to come by? Like they missed me. And then I look at my text, and Natalie's like, SOS urgent. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, did something happen? Like, I'm glad they're reaching out to me to help them. I immediately call Natalie back right when I see that text message. And it's David that picks up and goes, so I'm trying to post a TikTok right now. And it's not letting me record with the green screen on top. So what do I do? And I'm like... my heart was racing. I was like thinking I needed to help you guys with something.
That's fucked up. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were in the middle of a brand deal. I just didn't know how to record with the green screen option, and you know fucking everything about that app.
That's what I'm here for today.
That was my fault. Okay, let's get into this. Adeson, for those people listening that don't know who you are, how many followers do you have on TikTok?
I have 45.1 million.
That's crazy. And when this podcast is probably out, you'll probably be at 46. I feel like such an old like Ryan Seacrest talking to somebody. and then when you guys are listening to this, she'll probably already be at 50 million. That's how fast she's growing, ladies and gentlemen. So 45 million. Mm-hmm. And how many months ago did you start TikTok?
I started the beginning of July. That's when I downloaded the app. I downloaded the app in the beginning
less
of
than
last
a year
July.
ago.
Yeah.
Less than a year ago, you started TikTok, and you have one of the biggest followings in the world. And it's completely translated to your Instagram now, right? Like you get like basically Kylie Jenner likes, I would say.
Oh my God.
No, I'm being honest, right? What is that like? What is it going from being in, what were you, in high school? Were you in college? You're in college?
Yeah.
What was that like? Where was it? Where did you go? Oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Because this is like an actual like overnight type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like other people like it's like a slow build, but it literally happened in like minutes. Like what was the first video where you blew up?
Well, my first video that I ever posted, which is like not even on my page anymore, it got like 93,000 likes in like 2 days. And it was like my first video, and it was very random. And then I ended up like posting more after that just because I was like, okay, this is weird. Like I've never gotten more than like 105 likes. And I posted with my mom, and that was my first video to get 1 million likes, with me and my mom lip singing.
That's fucking crazy. When did people's mindset change about you? Like when did they go, like when you first started TikTok, when you're uploading like 1 or 2, 3 videos on the app, like what did people think of you then? Were they like, oh, this girl's she's such a loser for posting? Or what was the first impression people got? Like when you were posting before you got any followers?
No, I had just graduated high school, so I'm sure those people thought I was pretty weird.
Right.
But I think like for the most part, my first post on my TikTok right now is like me in a cowboy hat. So like I think a lot of people were like, oh, this is a Southern girl. Like people weren't used to seeing like country people, I guess.
And then how fast did people like change up on you? Like they were either jealous and they would like send you something mean, or they wanted something from you?
That happened probably, honestly, like right around the time when I got like 300,000 followers. Because I remember like me and my mom like made this huge deal about like how I got 300,000 because it was just so much to me.
You think your mom's using you for clout?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. No, honestly, like well, like I said, like my video of her and I was like the first one to like really blow up, and that's how people like knew me. It was like my mom and I.
Yeah.
What is that like when like, because your parents both have TikToks, right? What is that like when they're making TikToks also and they ask you to be in them? Like, I remember one time my dad posted something. He posted something. Do you remember this? He posted something and I was like, he'd never fucking post that. He's just posting it because I know he thinks he's going to get likes. Like, is it ever like that? Are you ever like, my dad's just fucking fishing for likes?
Oh, my dad for sure.
Oh,
my dad
really?
is, yeah, like my dad is, I don't even want to speak of his
Addison,
TikTok
wake
account.
up.
I don't even want to speak.
Addison, how do I do green screen?
No, seriously, it's the worst. My mom's a little more like aware and like careful about what she posts because she like realizes that a lot of people see it. But like my dad, like it's such, oh my God, I can't even speak about it. Like sometimes I tell him to delete it.
Oh, yeah?
You
Because
do?
Yeah, because they're like really embarrassing and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't.
Charlie almost made me delete pictures today of her. I was like,
Really?
whoa, who's
Was it the
this?
one
that is so bizarre.
Yeah, and then she goes, Addison commented on it, just leave it. I was like, okay. My daughter is obsessed with Addison. And talk about feeling insecure. Okay, so Charlie called me like Wednesday. She's like, Addison's hanging out with David. Addison's hanging out with David. And I was like, David didn't fucking call me. So, I mean, like, you know, everyone feels that way.
Yeah, and then Jason commented whale on my TikTok.
What?
Addison made it so you can't comment the word whale on her TikTok. And then I went in to see, and you can. So for those of you
And he
out
left
there.
Now
it
there's
up
one
for everyone
comment
to-
that says whale from Jason Nash.
That's it.
Ilya, I know there was a time, you told me about this, but you were thinking about selling cocaine?
Yeah, there was a time.
But like, no, explain it. What happened?
Oh, yeah, well, I was riding along with Dima the other day. He's like, yeah, you know, one time Ilya and I were seriously considering starting a cocaine business. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was like this scheme that we had in high school. We were like 18. I was working at like Office Max, and one day we were like, yeah, let's just start like hauling drugs over the Canadian border. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Jeff. No, yeah, it was, and then we like really went deep into it, and like we got super stoked about it.
What do you mean by deep into it? Like, did you actually plan on purchasing some, finding ways to
Yeah,
transport
yeah,
it?
we started like
Did you
talking.
talk to my cousin Vinny? How deep were you, bro?
Yeah, we started like figuring out our team, right? Like who's gonna do what, like who's gonna like go across the border.
You guys would have been in jail in a fucking week.
I don't think so.
Yes, Ilya. Wait, Jeff, there was one time we were in Miami, and this guy walked up to you, and you went, this guy just got out of jail. You remember that guy?
Everybody in Miami I know just got out of jail.
No, but you're like, he didn't snitch on one of my friends, or something happened.
Oh, yeah.
Explain that to her. I thought that was fucking crazy.
So he was not selling cocaine. He was ordering bricks of synthetic Molly from an Indian website. And he could get them for like $3,000 on the website, but you're sending your money to a random. This is like I'm giving like a shitty tutorial on how to sell drugs.
Right.
But this didn't work. He got a long time in jail. Don't try this.
Don't
plan.
do this.
But he was ordering these bricks, and they would come in protein powder bottles.
Right.
And each one that he paid $3,000 for, he was able to sell for $30 on the street. So
30,000.
30,000, yeah.
Okay, wow.
And then if you break it down and sell it in like ounces and stuff, you could get 60,000.
Okay,
100,000.
sorry. You said for every 3,000, he'd make 30,000 on the street. Now, how easy is it to go out and convert this into real cash? Like I've always wondered this. Like when like robbers walk away with like 30,000 or 30 pounds of gold or something, and they're like, "This is worth $25 million." I go, "Where the fuck are you getting all this money for the gold?
Yeah.
Like, how do you
Who's buying it?
Like, how do you then transfer the gold into cash?" So like, where do you sell that coke? Is there like a guy that you go to that everybody goes to? How does that work?
You build up a clientele just like any business. Like when you first started selling merch, you weren't selling as much as you're selling now. It takes time. And you're like, yeah, it's different. You're not advertising it.
So
but you meet
Fanjoy is a
couple-
coke operation.
No. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, you meet a couple. I met everybody from the barbershop. I worked in a barbershop, so everybody came in.
From the barbershop. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
everybody
coke.
comes in. You have to talk to them for 30 minutes. They're sketchy. Anybody who wants a haircut every 3 days is probably.
Okay, and then what happened?
Okay, it's kind of out of context. Does anyone else use ROFL anymore?
Fuck, that is
We're all
really,
for laughing.
it's really out of context, bro. Jeff's telling a story about how his
What
friends
did you
sell
say?
30,000
Yeah, and you know what I
pounds
just
of
realized?
coke.
How come every time you bring me on here, it's to talk about fucking drug dealing?
You brought it up, dumbass. Yeah.
Yeah, you grab the mic and you're like, okay, let me interview him.
Oh yeah,
You were
you're
literally,
right,
you
you're
were
right.
literally, you grabbed the mic from Jason. You said, "Let me interview Ilya. I know about drugs."
I only ever sold weed. That was it.
I get that. But okay, $30,000. What happened with your buddy? Explain to me. He got arrested.
Oh, he got very greedy, and that one that he bought ended up buying 60, and then he was buying 100, and then
How much was he
eventually-
making a week?
He made a lot of fucking money. I don't even know back then. I was 19.